Howdy doody, everybody. This is your girl Weeb. With me tonight is the next 6 minutes and Gaby. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey, hey.
I stole that one from Scribe.
Yeah. How is everybody tonight?
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
I have some orange spice tea, and I'm feeling good.
Orange spice tea. Ooh, I'm jealous.
I mix it with a cinnamon spice tea, and it makes it even spicier.
Ooh. Good idea. I'm going to steal that idea from you. So, I'm getting flack.
I picked up an apple and cherry I want to try myself.
Ooh.
I'm drinking hot chocolate.
Good on you. Traditional or ethnic?
What's the difference?
Well, traditional would be more like your Swiss Miss kind of stuff. And let me go find. I have a bag of what I would kind of consider ethnic-y.
I wouldn't necessarily say ethnic because it's normal hot cocoa. It just I put it in warm milk instead of warm water. You know.
Yeah,
I'm weird like that.
It's much better that way.
It's better. Yeah, it's better that way to me. If it's not in warm milk, it tastes watery, and I cannot handle that.
Use warm Nesquik. Spoil yourself.
Ooh. I mean.
Here we go. This is Chocolate Ibarra. This is a Mexican-style hot chocolate. It has sort of a cinnamon sort of taste to it as well. So it's like a chocolate cinnamon kind of combination.
Yeah, I've had that one before. It's good.
It's finamente molido. Chocolate para masa.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, I mean, I've never had it, but I like it.
It's pretty good. It's different, but it's pretty good. It's something that I kind of grew up with here in South Texas.
Ew, Texas. I'm just kidding. I've never been to Texas. I have no preconceived notion of Texas at all. I've never been there.
You like our barbecue? So we virtually have a barbecue place on every corner.
Well, yeah, no, I expected that.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's not much of one. Barbecue places are quite common, yeah. There is.
Did you say white common?
Quite, with a Q.
Sorry.
So, Scoob, I am aware that there is a place in New York City that makes really decent Texas-style barbecue.
Ooh.
What's the place?
I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it was on an episode of Man vs. Food.
I may have been there. I couldn't tell you, honestly. Honestly, eaten in pretty much every decent restaurant in Manhattan and the outer boroughs. My favorite place to go, though, it's not Texas barbecue. It's Louisiana barbecue.
That's another good one.
There's a place by me. It's called Big Daddy's. It's in Massapequa. It's actually over by right near where Jerry Seinfeld's parents' house is. For those weird nerds who like to drive around in buses and look for people's houses and take pictures and shit, you know, that's
weird. That's very weird.
There are weird people that do that. Do you know there's actually a group of nerds that goes up into Forest Hills in Queens every summer? It's a fake tour. It's for where Peter Parker lives in Forest Hills. So they go to look for where an imaginary character lives in Queens.
There are people that actually try to find Sherlock Holmes's house in London.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a legit thing?
That's what people do. That's
what people spend their afternoons doing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't sort their collected button collection? Like me?
Everyone has something they do to keep themselves busy when they're bored. Like when I was a teenager, one of the things we used to do was we would go to the Amityville Horror House and we would just bother the poor people who lived there. And then we would go to Howard Stern's house and we'd go screw with him. And yeah, you'd find like where these different celebrities live, and you You go ring the doorbell and shit. You'd be an annoying teenager. You know, eventually the security guards would catch you. They'd call the police. You know, I never got caught because, you know, I didn't. Once was enough. You know, I didn't have to repeatedly, habitually go back to these people's houses like my shitball friends, and they eventually all got pinched for it.
Yeah.
But that's what you do out here. You know, you because it's really nothing to do during the winter because it's so damn cold.
Yeah. The riverboat chase scene from the movie Cloak and Dagger, which you guys may or may not be familiar with, was filmed about 25-30 minutes east of where I am right now.
Oh, fun.
In fact, most of that movie was filmed in San Antonio.
Not bad.
Actually, I wanted to ask you. I don't know. Weebo, are you a Star Trek fan at all?
I mean, I've seen the movies, but I'm not like a Trekkie by any sense of the word. I mean,
okay,
maybe.
okay. So I'll direct this question at 6 then. 6. Yeah. Are you a Trek fan? Are you a Trekkie at all?
A Trek-ish fan. I'm a sci-fi fan in general. So what's on your mind?
No, it's not a lie. It's a truism, but I'm just going to tell you, just to give you an idea of how bad of a nerd I was. Back in like the late 90s and the early 2000s when I was still single, when I would go to like the conventions, I used to use this as one of my pickup lines. I would tell them, I work at Gilgo Beach, and Gilgo Beach is the beach that's in the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'd show him a picture of me next to the sign, and it literally is the same exact beach. So that was like my line.
Apart from Captain Kirk, I got to say that Captain Sisko is probably my second favorite captain.
Oh, yeah, he was the man. And I just love that the race of aliens, and that was the Kardashians.
And you had to keep up with them, apparently.
What's going on,
That
Burnside?
rumor. Oh, not too much. Actually had some fun earlier today. I figured out how to work this thing they call Twatter, and I've been
What's a
trolling.
Twatter?
It's that thing with the bird that loves to put people in digital gulags and all that bullshit.
Why on earth would you want to know how to function a Twatter? That's so.
Because my anti-Antifa buddies use it. Yeah, so you know, just to stay connected with my one buddy, I keep going to these Saturday events with. I got one of them Twatters, and since having it, it's actually funny as hell. All three of us trolled because it was my anti-Antifa buddy, Inquisitor, and myself. It was basically only the three of us this Saturday for the Antifa shit show, and it really was a shit show because it went from snowing to raining to being cold as fuck. And it was like 15, almost 20 of them versus like 3 of us. But the revolution got called off because when they're going up State Street, they closed off a chunk of the street for the Christmas parade. So Christmas saved Trump Tower. So that was awesome. And we
Nice.
literally just sat there and trolled these poor bastards. And 2 out of 3 of us got blocked.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you roboting for anyone else? Because you're roboting for me right now.
He's Ultroning pretty hard.
Yeah, he's roboting here.
Okay.
Oh my God, Plane is here and he's early.
Sort of.
Hey,
I have no idea how well this is going to work. I'm trying out letting Sasha be in my office for once.
Ah!
Cool.
So I have no idea if that's going to work out. So if I have to drop out and switch to mobile at some point, that's why.
Okay.
Fair enough. It's fine.
It's nice. I get to use my Yeti once in a while.
Oh shit, what up? Yetis. How is Sasha doing?
He's doing pretty good. We took him to the dog park for the first time today.
Oh, how did that go?
He was very excited. He got along really well with the small dogs, and he's still standoffish around bigger dogs and other huskies because he's not used to anything that big, and he doesn't know how to behave around huskies, apparently. So he had a German Shepherd try to play with him, and he immediately surrendered.
Ooh.
Oh,
so
dog.
He might be French. I don't know.
Dog.
That's mean. A little bit.
Interesting. Okay, but that roboting is bad.
You're still roboting.
You're still roboting.
Yeah, you still kind of sound like you want to drop Sokovia out of the sky.
Mhm.
He probably does, though.
Hey, what do you got against Sokovia?
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying he does. Maybe. All speculation at this point.
Sokovia is the most underrated European destination.
What is it, like the Yahoo Rate Bar or something?
I didn't.
Ranting Monkey is right. I have the biggest dick of all of the people here.
I would agree with
Fantastic.
that.
I'm fucking working this time.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Grayson's what, 6 foot?
I think so. Hang on.
If any,
I think he is. No. I think he's like 5'8" or something. 5'10".
for all of you who were,
He's not that tall.
No matter how many inches I've got, I won't beat that.
for all of you who are curious of whether or not Weebo Jones is a trap, check out my latest video.
That's awesome.
I saw it and it was good. I liked it.
Thank you.
It was good.
I'm glad you approve.
You didn't really technically answer my question about trap shooting, just that you expected the question.
Lol.
Oh, he's okay. I was wrong. He's 5'10", so he's 2 inches away from what I thought he was.
You didn't get.
So the dude's my height. Sweet.
Even if I were 10 inches, you still got 5 feet on me.
Yeah.
So you didn't get the pun there, Plain?
I did.
I was very punny that day.
Yes. It was
I bet.
necessary.
It was a hype video. I was very happy with it.
Well,
I
you're welcome.
approved that message.
It was a worthy effort.
It was.
So let me ask you, what do you guys have planned for Thanksgiving?
I was just asking Weebo about that, and she informed me there's going to be some clandestine activities that will be kept away from grandmother.
Yep. That is most certainly going to occur. That's all I will say about that. If you want more details, check out my porn channel in the future.
Trap porn is big.
It's a trap. Lol.
That was a trap.
It's a trap.
So, it's a trap within a
It's a
trap,
trap.
within another trap, motherfucker. What you gonna do
What up?
now?
Yo, dog, I heard you like traps, so I put a trap in your trap, so you can trap while you trap.
Fuck. It's like trapception here.
Mm-hmm. So no
Exhibit
matter where
was
you try and retreat to, there's a dick in your face.
Exhibit.
Well,
was
I
the
mean, I was
first,
trying to be subtle
true-
about it.
Yeah, Exhibit was the first true Inception.
Cue sexy disco music.
Wow.
Did you know that they call clubs discos in Britain? I did not
Mhm.
know that.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear God, they need to die.
Discotheque.
That sounds
Or-
like a
Yeah, they
school
got-
to me. Wasn't that a school that they played against on Rocky and Bullwinkle? Discotheque?
In
I haven't seen Rocky and Bullwinkle in a long time.
in
It's been a
Spanish-speaking
while for me.
countries, the word is discoteca.
Yeah.
Lol.
Donde está la discoteca?
Something like that.
Está
I always
aquí.
wanted to hit
Está aquí.
up Ibiza myself. Yeah.
That's where my parents. That's where my
Videotape
parents
disco.
did their honeymoon. They asked all the Germans where people in Europe go for their honeymoon, and all the Germans were like, "Oh yeah, go there." They didn't realize that it was just the place where all the Germans went to be naked.
Oh
boy.
my God, that's awesome.
What, in Ibiza?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
It's like the greatest club on earth is in Ibiza, Spain.
Yeah,
I would like
it's where they have one of those. I believe it's one of those the EDC events is
My-
there.
I'm pretty sure my parents spent their honeymoon in no place special at all whatsoever. They went to a hotel and that was it.
Ouch.
I didn't
That's
think
what
my
probably
parents
my
had.
parents' honeymoon because it never happened. Oh.
Well, no wonder they got divorced.
They went to Sokovia. That's why you want to drop it out of the sky.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
My parents
There's not a
actually got
helicopter
married
big
at
enough.
Justice of the Peace because neither family approved, really.
Oh, you're one of those Romeo and Juliet products.
Well, my father's family didn't approve of my mother because my mother was Irish. And my mother's family didn't approve of my father because my father was Sicilian. Now, you have to remember, both of my parents' families, like both of their parents were Sicilian and Irish. They were both immigrants. They weren't Americans. So it was basically an interracial marriage in their perspective. So, like, I never met my grandfather. He refused to see me. And he told my father, he said, Junior, it's not going to be pure blood. Yeah, my parents wound up getting married at the Justice of the Peace. They didn't have a honeymoon.
Yeah, my grandparents, because my grandmother's Italian and my grandfather is, various Austro-Hungarian stuff in the general vicinity of Ukraine. And they finally found I can't remember whether it was a Catholic priest or an Eastern Orthodox, but they found someone that would actually marry them in a church. But it took a lot of doing.
So, sort of a similar there with my biological parents didn't marry. I was put up for adoption because my mother's mother, my grandmother, was kind of from hell, so she didn't want to raise me in that kind of environment. So that's why I was put up for adoption. And my biological father's family is Mexican American, and I don't think. My biological mother's family is sort of a hodgepodge.
Very cool.
So my parents actually knew each other years and years and years before they got married. So my grandparents, I guess, and like all of my family was okay with them marrying. But the weird thing about how my parents met is my mother first saw my father when she was 8 years old, and he rode in on his motorcycle, and he was 18 years old.
Wow.
So, if that gives you any indication as to how
pulled a Marlon Brando.
He did.
Cradle robbing in full effect.
Exactly. So she was completely obsessed with him for years afterwards, and eventually, I guess, her whole like crush worked out in the end for what it was worth. I mean, somewhat partial workout. But my dad was like a real ladies' man back in the day.
That's really cool.
Wow. I bet he had the leather
prior
jacket.
to my mother.
As opposed to these days where he would have been a lady boy, that would have been the way you'd phrase it.
Well, no, as opposed to these days, like he doesn't leave the house anymore. I think my mother and my ex-stepmother ruined women for him, so he's a loner.
He's MGTOW.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of.
He's what MGTOW would be if they actually believed what they said.
Yeah. He's like, and he doesn't even know what MGTOW means. He's just like, I don't think I'm ever going to marry again. I think I'm just going to live the rest of my life as is. And, maybe if I get together with your ex-stepmom again, like, we can be friends, we can be lovers. It's whatever.
He's better off not knowing what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
We could do with a lot less cynicism in the world.
Yeah.
Nopes. Thank you for the $2. Weebo's last name is Moore. You'd think that, but you would be wrong.
Oh, I have a bit of a happy. I found my other. I was showing Irving Twin the other day the operation of my shotgun, and I was using some of those dummy rounds, and I was ejecting them all over the place, and I found the last one today. So
nice.
Oh, very cool.
I'm happy about that. Now I can do dry fire drills again. Yeah.
Weebo says my last name is Morski. There you go. The true Polish roots. Except that if you really want to know, my last name is actually more German than it is Polish.
Mine's actually Spanish.
If that's not the biggest oxymoron on the planet, and I don't know what it is.
I nominate Weebo Jones president of Poland.
Nice.
I nominate Weebo Jones as Princess of Poland.
Thanks.
Yes.
I will bear this honor with dignity and grace.
Princess is better than president. You don't have to really do as much, and you get just as much pay.
That's kind of what I wanted, kind of what I was shooting for. I don't.
Oh.
She would be great in authority, but it'd be greater if she didn't have to take the authority.
She's more of a figurehead.
Exactly.
Nobody really wants that job on their shoulders, so I wouldn't wish.
Honestly, yeah, no, I don't like taking responsibility for other people and their actions and stuff. I mean, like, I can do it, but I prefer not to. I prefer to let everyone else do it, and then if someone needs to step up from there, I can certainly lead, but I don't want that responsibility. Because I've had that responsibility. And
Ain't
I
nobody
don't
got time for that.
Exactly.
Weebo, with great power comes great responsibility.
And
Oh my
nobody
goodness.
wants that responsibility.
Exactly. Nobody wants that responsibility. You think that all these superheroes and all the DC comics and Marvel comics had a great time doing all of the they did for other people. Like, no, it was a thankless job. They took it because no one else wanted to. They had these abilities and they felt like it was thrust upon them. They didn't do it because, you know, whatever. Because it's fun. It's not fun. It's never fun. Wow, we just got deep. Oh, thank you, Peter Higgies 313 for the $5. So is it Weebo Hitler? That's more German than Polish. Well, I mean,
That's more Austrian, isn't it?
yeah, no, that's more Austrian.
Weebo went deep. Proof she's a trap.
You have no such proof. What are you talking about?
God, it's fucking fun. Weebo Jones, the trappiest of them all.
I'm more of a man than all of you combined.
Lol.
I have
That's
5 times the D.
And
That's
you
true.
stand in that. So funny.
That joke will never get old.
Nope.
I like it. That's the only thing that counts.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Well, what matters? If Plain is happy with it, then we're happy with it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Plain
Yeah.
has the puppy.
And if I don't like it, you know, we'll talk and decide that nobody likes you. So
Oh my god.
Does that mean I got to make some more noodles?
Yeah, you might need to make
depends.
some
Are
more
you
noodles.
are you on one of your Mexican days or your other days?
Well, that depends. I'm either one or the other. So,
One of these things is not like the other.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, God. One funny
So
thing
I'm
I
kinda
gotta
like-
show you guys.
I'm like Harvey Two-Face.
Nice.
Except one
You
side
mean
is
Harvey-
Mexican
Harvey-
and the other side is like albino.
Oh my god.
Mexicano and El Blanco.
They both end in like oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I learned this week, I learned something interesting.
What's
What's
that?
up?
So apparently, I think it was during World War II, there was some sort of Polish massacre where the Russians, they decided to kill 22,000 of my countrymen in cold blood just because reasons. And they denied it up until like recently. Those bastards, those filthy commie bastards.
That's
Oh, yeah.
You know, they just have to kill things because, you know, that's what they do. It's the only great thing they've ever invented is the systematic way of making genocide a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen people commit such precise and finite genocide as the Reds. Like, literally. Like,
I've never seen
else.
someone.
Let me come. Okay. Pow! There goes your head.
I've never seen a group so consistently deny their own genocide as the Turks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The great buffalo of Turkey still does it to this very day.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course!
I can't stand that fucking bastard. I really can't.
I don't understand how he possibly gets paid to speak in any way.
Well, when you are the CEO of your own company,
Yeah,
It helps a lot.
But when people give the company money, that's what I'm confused about.
See, my whole problem with him is he enfranchises assholes because he is an asshole, and by him speaking, he enfranchises other assholes. It's like an infection. It's like a fucking foot fungus.
Yeah.
It's
And by
because
him hiring and him giving money to Anna to speak too. Holy crap.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not just those two. It's that who's that other Muppet? John Iadarola. You know, I'm not sure. I'm about 80% sure that this guy I know, he used to be the tennis coach at Sacred Heart. Iadarola went. I think that he brought him down to the biker bar I used to bounce at in Amity Harbor. And I even remember I told him, I said, "What the fuck are you bringing this liberal down here for? He'll get killed." You know, because the bartender at the time was my boy. He's a biker down in Virginia now. He has a tattoo of a black widow on his throat. So, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't exactly a
damn.
place that you should bring a guy that eventually was going to wind up joining the Young Turks. But I'm pretty sure that, you know, 'cause I think that he went to college with that prick. Because I looked at him the first time I seen him on the Young Turks. I'm like, I know this fucking guy. Like, it just clicked. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. But the other thing is, a lot of people don't realize Cenk is doing that thing with the Justice Democrats. He's involved with that other friggin' bastard. What's his name? Kyle Kleminski of Secular
Kleminski?
Talk.
No,
Yeah.
Secular Talk, yeah.
Him and the other one up over in Massachusetts, Dave Packman.
Yeah. And
So these, I'm sorry.
I
You're
really-
still roboting pretty hard, man.
I really want to re-nickname Dave Packman as Fudge Packman.
Yeah, I call him Beaker from the Muppets because that's who he looks like. If you look at him, he looks like
especially
Beaker.
with the recent, you know, Jim Henson's sex abuse allegations. You know, Kermit came out saying that Jim Henson, you know, forced him to put his entire arm up his ass during every show.
Okay.
It's not easy being green.
It's really not easy being green. These are some serious allegations here. I mean, you know, that's really abusive.
Well, that puppet was felt up.
Ah!
Ah!
I got that. That was funny.
Did you see the Naked Ape? He took the Jordan Peterson videos and he remixed them so it was dubbed over Kermit the Frog talking.
That's funny.
That brings me such
Yeah,
joy.
because he does sound a lot like him. Because my mother, the first time I was ever watching it, she's looking at me and she thought it was Kermit the Frog for a minute because she's like, okay, I don't ever remember him being this hostile. Which movie is it? And I said, no, it's Jordan Peterson. I showed her him, and she said, oh, okay. She didn't know who he was, and I explained to her. You know, I said, these are these crazy liberals. I said, they want to be referred to Zer and to Zim. And she said, why? I said, because they're lazy. They don't want to have to write her and him. I said, it's really, they're stupid, these kids. That's basically what I think it is. I think it's a hustle because they just don't want to have to write the extra words.
Probably.
That'd be kind of interesting if one of the people that works with in the Jim Henson Company comes out with his own little independent parody using the Muppets and make it like a political video. He'd probably get fired,
That would
but
be nice.
That would be cool.
Well, he wouldn't be able to. Then, never mind fired. They'd probably Seth Rich's ass. May he rest in peace. Because you gotta remember, the Muppets are owned by Disney now.
Yeah.
Not Disney.
Yep.
Why do you think I use this avatar? I hate Disney. They own everything.
A guy in a goofy costume will saunter up and put two in the back of his head for a robbery.
Well, they own Times Square. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
you have to think about it. They own Times Square, every square inch of it. Pardon the pun, but
Ha 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 ha.
I see what you did there.
yeah, I know. I was like that.
Oh, it's a small block after all.
God damn it.
Think about this. We were just talking about Marvel. They own Marvel. They own Star Wars. I'm not sure if they acquired Star Trek from Paramount, but Paramount was the last ones I remember owned the rights to Star Trek. But
Paramount
they own
still has it.
They do, okay. They own Star Wars. They own Marvel. They own the Muppets. They own oh God, what else did they acquire? Pixar. They own not just Star Wars; they own all of Industrial Light and Magic and LucasArts. And this is the thing. I'm going to have to tell this to Inquisitor if he doesn't see this that I'm mentioning it on the stream now. He's probably going to pitch a conniption fit. Hasbro just acquired Mattel, and I had mentioned to him like a month ago in a stream. I think I was doing with him and him, Burnside, and Pox. And I had mentioned that if Hasbro acquires Mattel, the next thing you're going to see is Disney acquiring Hasbro. And if Disney acquires Hasbro, that means they're going to own Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Barbie, and Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, Disney will own everything that your kids play with, from cradle to college.
Disney is Ultron.
Yeah. Disney is Skynet.
I was about to
Disney
say that
is
exact thing.
everywhere.
Yeah, right, seriously.
Oh no.
Skynet only aspires
Not-
to be what Disney is.
Where did Burnside go?
I have no idea. He hopped out again. He's probably doing some ninja shit if he's not a security guard tonight.
It's because he's been roboting a shit ton.
He's probably welding things to train cars.
That's what he wants you to think. He's really doing ninja shit.
Okay, is this better now that I've stolen the CPD Wi-Fi?
That's a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a
Okay.
lot better.
Okay, I will need to try and see when I can go and re-up my fucking plan because this shit's getting ridiculous. And it's pissing me off. And did you guys see the thing I sent you in Discord? It's the thing I was trying to
No,
talk-
my Discord isn't open.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Put in the side chat.
It's the I have no idea how to do that because I'm on a cell phone.
Okay.
It's
No.
in the live
Okay.
stream planning thing.
Gotcha.
So
Steve,
Heinrich,
to,
Heinrich the Swede, what do you have for us?
it's Henrik, damn it.
Henrik.
Yeah, Heinrich is Heinrich.
That doesn't sound nearly Jewish German enough.
Oh lol.
His last name's Goldman. So
Heinrich Sweden Goldman.
Lol. No, I had a meme I wound up making for you guys. It's more of a trolling thing that will eventually become a meme, but I put it up in the live stream planning thing since I have no idea how to work this goddamn thing either.
Is it
Normie.
the Trump comrades thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, is it a video or is it like a...
It's a video. It's a 28-second clip of me curb stomping the shit out of one of those anti-Trump signs that I took as a war trophy.
Nice.
Yep.
Spicy meatballs.
Oh, it's fucking hysterical.
Are you wearing khaki pants?
Khakis.
you know, Hitler wore khakis.
Had to blend in with the
Besides
comrades.
He's got this sort of camo-ish top, and he's wearing khakis like he's in a J. Crew catalog.
Oh no. This cannot do.
And I'm also wearing my colors over a camouflage coat. And I've got a finished gas mask on with my signature kick-ass hat. I spent about a good 20-some odd seconds beating the hell out of this thing, and they end it with, "What the hell? Where are you guys? Notice me, comrade."
I think I have a Hungarian gas mask. I don't remember exactly where it was. One of those Eastern European nations.
You were bartering
Spicy.
with the Gabor sisters, and that's what they had on hand.
And I have a couple of Israeli ones, too. Because the IDF has some badass shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do.
What would you guys say if I told you that I didn't vote for Trump in the last election?
I didn't either.
You know, I didn't vote at all in the last election.
I almost
It is what
did,
it is.
but I couldn't stand Hillary being in office, and it really wouldn't. I'm in a deeply red state in sort of a reddish city, so it's
I voted in California.
That would've-
so my vote
it would've-
didn't count.
Yeah, no, it would have been inconsequential.
But I did it out of conscience because
Yeah.
Fun.
I was bored and
I was bored.
I wanted to talk to people in line.
You know,
So,
honestly, even though I actually like a lot of what he's doing policy-wise, I still don't have to like him as a person, and I didn't vote for him.
It works.
Yeah.
See, I did it actually. I voted for Trump for a lot of reasons. One of them was spite.
That's a good one. That would have had me if I was in a state that mattered.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. You got to remember something. I'm a New Yorker. So
Oh,
was
shit.
Trump. So was Bernie, and Hillary was my senator, even though she's not from here. So all the dogs in the race
Carpetbagger.
were, yeah, all the dogs in the race were mine. That's the way I look at it. And every celebrity, every MSM person, they're all from here. So basically every asshole that they paraded out, for those two commercials, the first one to get you to vote for her, and then the other one to try to get the electoral college to flip. All of them are literally local yokels, like from around this area. So me voting for Trump was really like the biggest middle finger I could thrust. I wore so much red when I went to vote for him, and I had that giant flag you saw. And I even, I went in and I told my wife, I said, if it wasn't a fire hazard, I would have brought I would have brought red road flares. Because
there you go.
Nice.
yeah, I
That
was
would've been
that
awesome.
pissed off. I was furious by the time election day came because I have to walk past these assholes. And I think I told you her whole family campaigned for Clinton.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Actually,
was.
had the DNC call me once to ask me to campaign for Bernie, and I told them that nah, I'll stick with Sue. And on top of that, I work today, so no, thank you, comrade.
Oh, you should have heard
Trump.
when my mother had him on the phone. She like got nasty with him. I told him, I said, "Ma, they're gonna call the police. You can't talk to them that way." Because she's an older woman. She's sitting there. She's like, "You filthy people! You tried to destroy this country. You're horrible.
Ooh.
We hate you." Like I told her, I said, "Ma, you can't do that." I said, "It's a young girl on the phone." I said, "She's like, 18, 19 years old." I said, "You're reducing it to tears."
Good.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
Trump was actually the last, my last choice. I picked about every other person, even what's her name, Fiorina. You're ahead of Trump, but ultimately it came down to him against Clinton, and there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been
Look at the
fucked
sheet
in
win
so many ways if Clinton
yeah.
got there. Supreme Court, you just name it. We would have
You're
been
not
screwed
wrong.
in so many ways.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
usually whenever there's an election for president, after the Bush Gore election, the past two when Obama ran, I wrote in my own name because I didn't particularly care for Obama. I thought he was a used car salesman, and
I don't think he had quite that much credibility.
yeah, that was my whole thing. And the other thing was the people the Republicans put up. I said I'm not voting for these assholes, so I just wrote my own name in. The only reason I voted for Trump was because one, he wasn't a politician, and two, 90% of the people I told that to would turn purple because they were voting for somebody else. So that was the main reason I was walking around with all that MAGA shit on.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
Yeah, no, I don't
not
judge anyone. Everyone's got their own reasons for why they voted. I mean, it's not my place to judge a person for why it is that they hold certain motivations for the things that they do, unless it directly hurts somebody, like a serial killer, committing mass genocide or something like that. Then I have a problem. Then I'm gonna judge a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm not like a normal, like a Trump supporter. I'm not even a real Republican. It's just on paper. I tell people all the time, I'm a Dago from New York. I'm not like from a Republican from down south. I'm not into Jesus, guns, and NASCAR. At least not to that degree. Got nothing against them, but that's not what makes up my Sunday. So
yeah,
I really don't have like a lot that I can get along with these folks, except for the Constitution and the flag. That's the thing we agree on, and that's the same thing with Trump. He's just like me, but he agrees with these folks where this is the greatest country on earth, and that's the thing. And that's the reason I voted for him. It's nothing too fancy like the left keeps pushing. They're just crazy because I live with them. I live amongst them. For all intents and purposes, I probably come up as left on anything you test me anyway. it's a fact of life. You know, I'm a New Yorker. What are you gonna do? But you know, I don't hold nothing against how other people vote because again, depending where you are in the country, your politics are probably different. You know, I'm the son of immigrants. That's that's the truism to it. Family's only been here for like 80 years. You know, and you know, we're a working class family, blue collar, and I just voted the way my gut went. Normally, we would vote Democrat. You know, I told people, you know, it would be easier for me to like, fuck, I don't know, can't even think of anything comparable. I never would have thought in my life I would have ever put down on paper that I was a Republican, but hey, it is what it is, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Am I
get it.
roboting horribly
I would
now?
never hold out anyone voted against them because up until this election, I probably would never have voted the way I voted. So don't worry about it.
Trump was the first Republican presidential candidate that I ever voted for. Up until this last election, I had either voted for like Constitution Party or Libertarians.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first president I actually got the chance to vote for.
Okay.
And I originally was thinking Rand Paul, but I just watched him horribly screw himself, and I was like, yeah, screw this. And I looked
Yeah,
at how
he's not quite his
Gary-
dad.
yeah, he's not his father, so I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. And John McAfee wasn't even on the ballot, so I was like, okay, he's a snowball's chance in hell. And I looked at Gary Johnson, and then I seen the thing Alex Jones did on him, and I was like, if both of you guys look like you're out of your fucking mind, both of you definitely are. So I didn't even bother voting for him or writing in Alex Jones. So I went, all right, fuck it, Donald Trump. We're going for the extra salty tears.
Marco Rubio was a bit of
Victoria.
a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I expected more out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's a major disappointment. He got limp dick syndrome.
I actually voted for Ted Cruz in the primary, but Trump won that one, of course.
No, I voted for the God Emperor twice. In the first one and the follow-up.
I'm not gonna lie. I was actually hoping that he would have folded Cruz and Rubio somewhere into his administration.
That
Yeah,
would have been nice, actually.
Yeah.
I just think Ted was a little bit of a Trotsky, but if he could have shaped him up, he might have been decent. Be better than having McMaster's being the puppet of fucking John McCain.
Yeah.
Does it bug everybody else as much as it bugs me that McCain is even in position to have puppets?
that guy should not be in
Pisses me off
office.
like no tomorrow.
That guy shouldn't even be alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy needs to be shot. If there's anybody who I need kneecap with my 357, it's that old bastard. I need to make him take a fucking knee after I shoot him in it.
Yeah, it sucks that he has such a delicious daughter too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I had to go there. I got a thing for thick blondes.
You can't have it both ways, Burnside. Either you date the daughter or shoot the kneecap.
Eh.
Well,
I don't
could
know.
date the
His daughter might be on board.
She could be a trap, you know. Weebo, I need you to use your
God.
trap detecting skills to go and see if she's got a
right.
diddly doo dong dee there.
Use your
Hang on.
use your
Let
trap
me
jar.
use.
Trap
I
jar
was just
doesn't
gonna say, I
roll
was
off the
gonna-
tongue the way gaydar does.
Nope, it shouldn't, because it's a trap.
All right, hang on. I'm pulling up a picture. Is her name Megan, Sydney, or Bridget?
Yeah.
He's got
Megan.
like, okay, because he's got like 3 daughters. Oh, hang on. Yeah, definitely a trap. Definitely a trap.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, sweet. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Well,
You're welcome, scamp.
Looks like I'm shooting them both then.
Well, she is cute,
Yeah, she is.
kind of
But
on the
then
tiny
so am
side.
I.
You're more cute. You've got
Aw,
cuteness
thank
cornered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an adorable little Pollock.
Even
You know,
Archie
I just
Bunker wouldn't
learned
want to
this-
kneecap you.
Guys, I just learned this week that Polak is an ethnic slur for Poles. I didn't know it until this week. I thought it was a term of
Really?
endearment for my people.
Or a painter.
Yeah.
You're taking it back.
You got to get out more.
I take it you don't know. You don't own any Jackson
Huh?
Pollock painting. Anyhow,
The Pollock painting?
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock.
I'm just messing with you.
I figured as much. No, that's pole
Yeah, my
as
new
in
neighbors
like
are actually.
2 L's.
Yeah.
So his name's more like the fish.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like a pollock. Yeah, pollock.
You know, the funny thing is, whenever I'd go to a White Castle's, I'd told them, okay, I want a couple of those Pollock fish. I'd never say pollock, I'd say Pollock. And they'd go, huh, what? And that thing, you know, the Pollock fish. And I'd say it like 3-4 different ways, and they finally go, oh, okay, Pollock. I was like, is that how you pronounce it? It looks like Pollock.
So you were accidentally racially slurring my people?
He was culturally appropriating your fish.
How dare!
In all technicality, I can perfectly do it because I live in a predominantly Polish neighborhood, and they have accepted me because I put Witold Pilecki on the map.
Wait. So you have a friend that's Polish that says it's okay to call him a Polak?
I live in an entire neighborhood of old fucking Polacks.
I'm digging around with you.
Yeah, they're moving in over here by me.
I'm gonna throw a fucking ham at you, kid. I'm gonna throw a fucking ham at you. I'll throw 3 solid pounds of crocus at your ass.
Is it glazed?
I don't know. I never buy this shit.
He's not a woman. He doesn't know anything about food.
Is it glazed or is it smoked?
I don't know. I wouldn't eat crocus even if it was smoked. Ugh, not my type of ham.
You know, I will say this.
Black Forest.
My neighborhood, part of my neighborhood started to change lately. A lot of people from Poland have been moving in up north. So,
base neighborhood.
Yeah,
sweet.
So, and what's really cool is they've been, you know, all their delis start to spring up. You know, you start seeing the places where there's all consonants, there's no vowels except for Y. And there's this one deli, and I think it's on Thursdays they have it. They make this smoked Polish bacon. And yeah, this guy I know, he's a 5-star chef at I think it's the Ritz-Carlton in Manhattan. And he was the one telling me, he's like, Scoop, you got to go there Thursday for this bacon. I'm like, all right, sure. I'm thinking, all right, this guy's a 5-star chef. Fuck it, I'll take his word for it. And I think it was 2 years ago, my sister asked me, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I said, get me a pound of each of their type of bacon that they got there. She's looking at me, she's like, seriously, that's what you want for? Yeah, I said, yeah. Oh my God, it was so good. Seriously, birdside is so good as bacon.
Oh, dude, I know. We have a Polish festival every year. We're in Hawaii, Indiana every year.
Ultron.
And
yo, fam, you're about to turn into the end of the world. Just saying. Thank you, Snowbird13, Weebs, Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle. I'm gonna have to go Charmander because I like the fire types. You know, being a ginger, it has its perks. And I have certain associations I gotta keep up. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I live at the base of the Texas Hill Country, which Central Texas is largely populated. Well, the Caucasian population, anyway, is largely German, Czech, Polish, Slovak, a little bit of Hungarian mixed in there, but it's a lot of those Middle Eastern European, not Middle Eastern, the eastern part of the middle part of the Europe.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the Slavic and Bavarian mix there.
Nice.
There's a lot of Oktoberfests and stuff like that, so it's kind of a fun place to hang out. There's a big one in a town called New Braunfels, which is just northeast of here.
Well, I'm trying to convince her to let me come down to Texas this summer. You know, it's not that hard. You know, I just told her that there's beaches down there, and that's what's, you know, she's like, I don't want to go to Texas. I said, we'll go to the Gulf. There's beaches. All right.
Yeah, there are beaches from Galveston to Corpus.
And how you could actually get straight to San Antonio. take the train all the way up there in occupied territory, take it down to Shirakistan, and then there's actually a train you could take from Shirakistan all the way to San Antonio.
I think I know which one you mean.
Have they finally done that? Because last time I tried to go anywhere from Texas, it was like take the Texas Eagle all the way down to like the border, and then take it all the way to LA and change.
No, they actually got it working. It's
About damn time. That was the most ridiculous crap.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I have to find a train that'll go straight up to your neighborhood, Scoob. But
you should have one. I mean, I hate saying it, sound like a dick, but all roads lead to Rome. Same thing. There should be a train to New York.
Yeah, I just gotta look around for the most Bellagio smelling, commie looking train and go, yep, straight to New Yorkistan.
I can't believe we got him for another 4 years.
Yeah,
I know. What the hell, Scoop? You should have fixed that.
We had Bo Dietl up. If the fact that he couldn't beat him, I'm shocked. We had him, and they had a woman whose parents were both immigrants. One was her mother was Cuban, her father was Greek. I mean, God, you think these progressives would have jumped at that instead of that, great white dope? But instead, they reelected his stupid ass.
No,
yeah,
because they've grown to worship him.
Pathetic. I have no idea what possesses anybody to reelect somebody of that type.
It is. It's almost a racism against Republicans.
It basically is.
The religious fervor that so many.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there's no such thing on the right, because there certainly is, but you see it most vocally and most salient with these leftists, I should say.
I live amongst these people. I'll be the first one to tell you it's because they're bags of shit.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
I'm not going to pull punches. These people are animals.
Damn.
I'm not sure that's fair to the animal kingdom.
Maybe that's why there's so many vegans and on the left, because they're animals.
Could be.
They don't want to be eaten.
Well, if they won't eat animals because they don't want to be eaten, then they shouldn't be beating trash cans.
There we go.
They should be taking a knee as I shoot them in it.
Trash can lives matter.
Oh, yes. That was the actual one surprising thing today. They didn't attack any trash cans, and there weren't a lot of police. I was shocked.
They're not real Antifa then.
Yeah,
obviously.
They aren't the real
these
deal.
guys have
They're
no
fakers.
It's a psyop.
It's their butt buddy. It's their butt buddy club, the refuse fascism guys. But they have no rhythm. They didn't attack any trash cans, and they were stopped by the greatness of Christmas.
What about their other buddies, Nambla?
Nambla wasn't there, but RevCom had a handful of their members there. We found a couple other stickers laying around.
Speaking of Antifa, did you see that video that I posted
What is up, everyone?
of that?
Hey, Sweeper.
Hey,
Chatelet.
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 Did all of you see that video I posted in the Discord this afternoon? The crazy Antifa chick that was in the gun store.
No,
I heard about
God.
it. I haven't actually had time to watch the video
Why
proper.
the hell
but
did
I've
they
heard
go
about
into a gun store? Did they get triggered?
Wait, are you talking? Wait. You're talking about that one heavyset chick?
the one in Olympia.
Yeah.
The one that throws the Bibles at the actual store.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but she identifies as a them.
Yeah,
I could go with
them
the
that was throwing Bibles at the.
Transdimensional body lord.
It works because she's so big, so she probably has eaten a second person, so it works out.
If
They are vegans, so they could just go straight up cannibalism on each other. I mean, they're emaciated enough.
I mean, sure.
So let me see if I got this straight, Six. You uploaded a video of some thick broad going to a gun shop and whipping Bibles at people?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I'm checking this out as soon as we get off the air.
Wow. Yeah.
It's really surreal.
I have to watch that. That's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Did they not realize that Jesus basically supported the Second Amendment? In the Bible, he said, if you need to protect yourself, get a sword. If you can't afford
Go sell your cloak and get a sword?
Yes.
I think,
yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Jesus was totally Second Amendment.
Yeah, let me set the scene for you, Scoob. This chunky Antifa-ish chick trotted into this gun store, started acting belligerently to the guy working there, inquired about the free Bibles, took all of them. The guy said she could. She said she had a bunch of friends, so yeah. So she took all the Bibles out there and just started chucking them at the building. She was attempting to get them on the roof, but shit.
She was too wide to actually enough velocity.
She didn't have enough arm strength to. She didn't have enough arm strength to throw a fit, let alone a Bible.
I see what you did there.
Yep.
You were sure I was going to pull that one.
I have a response for that one. I'll throw it on here just so we can have it all to share and for everyone to enjoy.
I think I posted an interview with him in NRA TV where this guy, oh yeah, presents
Saw 12.
I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm doing it. Present it.
Saw 12. The solution to the Bible throwing chick.
There we go.
Starting I saw.
The carry-out handle on this is so sexy.
Yeah. Nothing like a flight attendant with an M249 to solve your problems with Bible chucking Antifa.
Where is that, Israel?
What? Hang on. What good is that going to do on a plane and not in the gun shop? Like, what
well, maybe they could fly to Olympia.
Right,
it's mobile. You know, you can deploy from a plane.
True.
You can parachute down there
and as you can see, she's got backup.
Indeed.
So I see the AR-15, well, actually M16 on the left side. Everyone else on that plane has one. I know it.
I see a dude photobombing. Look at him. Yeah. Photobombing.
The guy.
Yeah, with whatever that is up on his, what is that, sunglasses up on his forehead?
Those are sunglasses.
The resolution isn't honestly that good, but... But the men on that plane have all the resolution we need.
Yeah.
Ha!
I agree.
So why is it that people are coming here for a pantsless Weebo? I swear I'm not wearing pants, but you're not gonna get to see it. I mean, what's the point?
They just want to know that you're not wearing pants. That's enough for them to beat off to.
I'm not wearing pants either, but you'd be sorely disappointed.
If that's all that it takes for you guys for me to get you guys to beat off, then you are very, very weak-willed. Let's be real. Come on.
Or very strong-willed, depending on how you want to look at it.
Weebo, you could do long division, and they'd be spanking it.
Oh my god.
They would divide by 0 just for that opportunity.
And a black hole would open up under their feet.
You guys are inflating my ego. Please continue. That's not the only thing that's getting inflated tonight.
Oh boy.
Somebody's gonna have to fix that trap. And it ain't gonna be this guy.
I had to throw that one in there just for shits and giggles.
As long as there's no kissing devices involved.
Obviously.
When I was in high school, there was this girl, and she was one of the ones that got away because I was a completely oblivious teenager. But she was this beautiful girl, and she wound up working at a local drive-thru. I think it was Checkers. Yeah, it was Checkers. And everyone wound up going there to buy food every day, to buy lunch, just so they could hit on her. And it was like people already ate lunch. They were like buying a burger for $1 and like throwing it out, just so they could go in and talk to her. You'd be surprised at things that guys do.
I have a menagerie of the ones that got away.
Yeah.
So I have.
Literally, he has like a piece of land with fences where he keeps them.
Their bodies or their, living soul bodies. Like,
does it really matter in context?
Not really.
So I keep.
Which one is better?
I keep them in an album with like my baseball cards.
He's got binders full of women.
That's Nice.
It's a big ass binder.
Who remembers Mitt Romney? I didn't vote in that election either, but I remember Mitt Romney.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
fuck
jackass
I
who put the
remember
dog
him,
on his
and
roof.
I have reasons
Yeah.
that would dox me if I just went into detail, but I have stories about that I'll have to regale sometime off the air.
Mhm.
All right.
Hey, Sweeper.
I always felt that he was a Republican version of Kerry.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, seriously, him and John Kerry. I always said they were identical.
Yeah.
That was part of the problem I had. Was at one point they were putting up Kerry and they were putting up Romney, and this is before Obama was even thrown in the mix. And they had been kicking those two assholes around for I remember now since the Bush Gore election. Those were two of the names that had been touted. And this is the whole thing. They had been touting these names since I was in high school, and
Jesus fucking Christ!
that's part of
Really?
the
That
reason.
long?
Again, I hate to keep backpedaling to Trump, but again, when he threw his hat in the ring, I didn't give a fuck who else was running because I said I am not voting for anyone else. The fact that his platform's all synced up with shit that I wanted anyway was perfect. I was going to vote for this man regardless. Not just from family history, not just from neighborhood history. Again, just because everyone I hate lost their shit when this man said he was running.
Mhm.
That does help.
Yeah, the only thing I hate, because they're the same thing, but the only thing I hate more than communists, I think, are Democrats. Not people who are registered as Democrats. I'm
The
talking the
professional
actual
Democrats.
party, the actual
Yeah.
party.
Fair
Party
enough.
Oh, I agree,
Democrats.
Yeah.
Democratists, in other words.
Yeah.
The
The
Fair enough.
sickos you
you
see
know
on the
them as
news. Yeah,
the commie closets or the closet commies. That's what I said. Closet
yeah.
commies.
They're not that deeply closeted.
Yeah, to a degree.
My mouth about Republicans constantly, but if you look on a voter registration, it says Scooby is registered Republican. I don't consider
Nice.
myself a Republican the same way there's a lot of people who were Democrats. I don't think they're Democrats. They don't know anything about their party. That's just how they pull the lever.
Rhinos and
Mhm.
dinos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Indeed.
I just refer to them as leftist douchebags.
That seems fair.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Shoe fits.
Yep. Just about.
Indeed.
Mhm.
I don't have much
Just
love
do
for the
fit break
far
it off
right
in
either,
reds.
but leftist douchebags piss me off the most.
Mhm. Oh god, they ruined my entire city. Fucking jagoffs.
Well, the thing with the right always, from my perspective, since I was younger, was they were always just very intense. It's the way that it was presented, I guess, because I was a teenager and a college student in the Clinton era, you know. But it was always that the right was very intense, very strict, very, like I said again, guns, Jesus, NASCAR, military, you know, you know, American cars, Americanism, very over the top. And I guess a lot of it too is how they were presenting it to us, in local media, because they really played it up like the rest of the country was fanatical with nationalism, and to the point of being overbearing. Where it was never turned down. It was always tuned up to 11 at all times.
Well, I
And
do
that
like
was
bearing.
yeah, but
Oh yeah.
that was the problem I had with the right when I was younger. It was just the right struck me as being too intense.
Yeah, I do have to admit that I grew up in an area where a lot of the older Republicans were of that kind of style of Republican, a very straight laced, very demanding, very overbearing kind of people, and
Yeah,
that always struck me. That always rubbed me the wrong way. And these were typically middle-aged people when I was growing up, so I didn't I wasn't very fond of their particular ilk. Um, though I found that I agree with a lot of the things that they say. I just did not. I didn't like their presentation. I didn't like the way they packaged things. I didn't like the way they sold their ideas, which was very poor, very very not what what connected with me, at least at that time.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of them more, and I find a lot more in common with them. But it's hard because I'm more of a moderate conservative, and I find it kind of difficult communicating with some of older conservatives because they have a different way of expressing themselves. They have a different way of expressing their conservative values.
I think we largely agree. Can I phrase it in a different way and see if you agree with me? I
Go
agree
ahead.
with them on a lot of the whats, but generally not on the whys.
That's closer to how I see things.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that I'm willing to agree with them on in terms of what should be policy. A lot of times I don't agree at all with them on the why it should be policy.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And I find it really frustrating also because when they articulate it badly or in ways that I don't agree with, I'm often forced into defending their words or explaining why I don't defend their words, even if I do defend their policy, which is
Right.
a whole different can of worms that I shouldn't have to open.
Right. And I think that's a cross that a lot of moderate conservatives bear.
Yeah. Since he's been in office with just my random coworkers, my Ike's sister, and everyone else, I've had to like explain to them like his whole general plan and why this policy's all right. What's wrong with this other policy? Because these people just listen to whatever the fuck the TV says. If the TV would tell them to take a curling iron, heat it up, and stick it up their rectum, I swear to God, most of them would because they're that fucking uneducated.
Well, I mean,
This is why
curling
Pornhub
irons.
exists.
I mean, curling irons do look a little bit like dildos. Let's be real.
Rectal curling irons scare away the fascists.
Yep.
Hey, you got a man that's
The hotter the better.
You got a problem.
I'm telling you,
You get those things hot enough to grill a grilled cheese sandwich, cram it right up there. That'll scare away the fascists.
That is how
That
you
will scare
create
away
it.
the fascists along with everybody else in earshot.
Honestly, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes, I don't mean to shit on my people, but it's like most of the fuckers I run into that are anti-Trump are either anti-Trump because of the television or because they believe everything that's on Facebook. And it's like, it's very simple. He has a free market plan he's trying to get through. He wants to lower taxes. The wall, yeah, the wall's just a giant middle finger. And yeah, we have a whole bunch of people coming in from Mexico. That's generally a problem. You don't like the cartel? Well, guess where they're coming from, asshole. Is the wall going to stop them? I don't know. We'll probably start digging massive fucking tunnels like the Viet Cong. But it's worth a shot.
I run into
Can
three
do that
kinds
kind
of
of stuff.
people. I run into
Everything's
three kinds of people who hate Trump. I run into the one kind who believes everything they're told in the media. One kind who believes that the government is the solution to their problems. And those are the most delusional people of them all.
Oh, yeah.
Which is sad because believing the television is, worse. And then the third group are the people who are genuinely indignant over the way he comports himself. Like, especially the old video of him talking about grabbing by the pussy. Usually those are actually people who've been sexually assaulted by people in power in places of actual authority, like workplaces and such. And those are the ones that I actually do think have a legitimate point. The other ones are just ill-informed.
Yeah.
Because I still think that was a bad thing to say no matter what you're doing because, who the fuck is that? But, especially with the camera.
Worse shit, so I really didn't think it was that big a thing. I just think.
Yeah, but you're not a public figure and that's not on camera.
Nah, but I could be.
You could be, but you're not planning on running for president. You're not planning on, getting people to invest millions of dollars in your corporations. You're not planning on all the things that Donald Trump actually does. That's what makes it such a bad idea.
Right.
Guys, just one hot second before we continue this conversation. Public service announcement: do not stick a hot curling iron into your rectum. It's a bad idea.
Always ruining the fun,
Specifically
Weeb.
Stick it into an
Robot
Antifa's
81.
rectum.
Well, you got to put that thing back in your hair, right?
Yeah, that's the main reason.
That's just nasty.
Exactly.
That's not the right kind of hair to curl.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sure if Hillary Clinton came out and told them it was progressive to curl your ass hairs, they absolutely would do it without a second thought.
Hold on,
Oh,
do
I
it.
bet.
They wouldn't do it with the
Yeah,
first
I
thought.
wouldn't be surprised. I see these sycophants constantly. It's actually like nauseating. Think about that. Think about all the people that you see on the TV, all these like lunatics, like with their placards and shit. I see them like in their day jobs. I was in a supermarket yesterday and I seen one of those friggin' hair bags. He was stocking the shelves. He just started glaring at me because he seen the flag I had on my cane.
Oh, well, if he
Were-
doesn't
were
like
you-
it,
Oh, no,
so
you
he
like
go
your
to another
country.
fucking country.
You know, there's
How dare.
194 other ones to choose from, and I'm happy to see him go to any of the other ones,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Scoop.
Well,
especially if it ends in Stan.
Hey, Scoop.
Hell
Were
yeah.
you on the live stream that I did with Ruffian, and we were making fun of the way, the manner in which I believe it was that November 4th thing, the whole Antifa taking over the country crap.
Yeah, I hopped in like for like 5 minutes. I had to leave with her. We were going to, we took the dog to the park that day.
Were you there when we were making fun of the stacks of cookie cutter placards?
No, I wasn't there for that. I missed it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's funny. Yeah, I was in
Doing
chat
it
for a
again
few
when they
minutes
show
with
up with
that
the
one, and then
flatbed and they hand them out, huh?
went back to it.
They were doing that shit where they show up with the flatbed full of placards and they hand them out to the crowd, right?
Yeah.
I love when people sneak in ones from NAMBLA.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't even get me started.
Oh, that happened to Antifa recently. There's photos floating around of them carrying no pedophobia signs along with their
Oh,
other.
yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Spoiler
I've
alert,
seen
my
one of
next
those.
video has to do with pedophilia, so oh joy.
Hey, can I help
Oh,
you?
that's gonna be
Pedophiles.
fun.
It could be.
Can I
No,
help
I-
out
It
with
also
that one?
could get me in a lot of trouble.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Well,
I have no
yeah.
saying it.
See, the last time I had words with these people, shit went down.
Mm.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And it wasn't just in the chats. Some really creepy guy
Yep.
decided to message me,
Yeah.
threaten me, tried to solicit nudes and shit. It was weird.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Aren't
next
you a
time
little
send them
old
nudes.
for these guys?
Send them nudes. Just don't send them
And the
yours.
wrong. Wait, I was about to say the wrong sex, but Weebo is a trap, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, aren't you a little
No.
old for these guys, Weebo?
Just a tad, I guess.
Mm.
No, just
You know,
if you
speaking of
if you got a
bears,
strong enough stomach, just type in Bing search, type in like fat naked grandpa and send them those pictures.
Or big
that
black
was-
cocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie in the chat remembers this. She saw the whole thing. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was
Yeah, I
it was
saw it
scary
too.
though.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah, that was like contact
No, this wasn't-
FBI fucked up.
Yeah, it was
I still remember
wonky.
the,
I actually, I talked to my police explorer advisor, and he's like, yeah, get in touch with your campus security. Make sure that these people are like, because they had information on me. It was kind of weird. It was crazy.
That was probably heart progress then.
It was.
It was heart progress.
Oh.
We chased the mines. Scoop and I and the whole fucking base of mines just chased their asses right off of there.
Well, I can't really take any credit. I just found out some information and passed it along to you. You guys did really all the legwork.
Well, you did your part.
The whole Redheaded Lives Matter hashtag thing was still fresh in my mind. People gave
Mhm.
there was people that gave her shit for just saying that.
Yeah, that was a completely different instance.
Let these
That was a
fuckers
lot of
come
fun,
here. I would. Oh God, I would love for them to come here looking for trouble. I'd beat them like it was free.
Mhm.
I
Same.
would.
You would
Oh.
beat them like it was your job.
I seriously.
I told them.
I'd give them a wholesale ass whooping. I would. They
I told them it was ironic of them to threaten someone with FBI connections as pedophiles, you know, because like
Oh,
if
shit.
they actually had done their due diligence in terms of research, they would know that it's a very bad idea.
Sure.
well, they're not
I'd
known
be
for being
doxing
smart.
myself, but I have a few FBI connections myself.
Yo, 6.
Yeah.
We should get together and have a drink and talk.
I have my ways of getting back at these bitches. I won't necessarily say I have connections, but I'm a skilled motherfucker when it comes to fucking getting rid of pedophiles. And I will
Oh,
soon
I
be
could actually-
repurposing these tactics to go and get rid of these wolves when I get a couple fucking days off, so I'm not sleeping all the time because of this night shift.
You poor baby.
Oh yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. Everyone else doesn't want to fucking do this because the one guy who was supposed to be, long story short, the one guy who was supposed to be taking up some of my night shifts has -50 cold resistance. This dude bundles up like a motherfucker when he works. And
Damn.
this place is perfectly heated. Yeah. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
we don't have to go outside. Why are you bundled up? And it's just like, what the flying fuck, dude.
Is this
At
guy
least I'm
originally
not-
from Chicago?
I have no idea. But it's like, he should have some cold resistance since he lives in Shirakistan.
Yeah, if he's from like San Diego or Miami or something like that, or yeah, shit, I would expect that. But if he's from the area, that's weird.
I don't know, I thought it was peculiar as hell. I was like, this dude's like knitted, like all this knitted shit, and I'm just like, huh, what the flying fuck? And even my superior officer I was talking to yesterday was like, yeah, I thought that was really strange about him. So I was like, interesting here.
Yeah, people around me lose their minds whenever there's a cold front. It's just barely even, say, mid 60s to mid 50s. Everybody's in like freaking winter coats and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I am very used to the cold, especially since I've traveled to places during cold season, to colder places because that's where the good boarding seasons are. Like, yeah,
Oh, you snowboard?
snowboard, ski. I've actually been skiing a lot longer than I snowboarded. My dad, he put me on skis at like 2 years old. I'd be
Sweet.
going down Black Diamonds at 4.
You ever snowboard in New York?
No, I haven't. I've only been to New York about twice in my life. Mostly
tell you what, if
Colorado
you
and
do-
Utah.
If
Sorry.
you do ever make it out here, like, I don't know if you think you might make it out here this winter at all, any off chance?
Not this winter, but probably sometime in the future. I do plan to go on like a road trip at some point.
All right, no, because I might hit up, I'm probably going to wind up hitting up a few mountains this winter. You know, we're looking at a good winter, so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want to go over there for the winter, Weebo, we can definitely hang out and stuff. That'd be fun. I'll take a train up from Shirakistan.
Yeah.
What
Let's do
state
it.
are you in?
Me?
Yeah.
It depends on the time of year. It fluctuates between
Alright,
Indiana and Illinois.
Oh, okay.
And Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
And
So
Wisconsin, yes.
So then you're probably right next
Land
door
of
to them,
cheese.
depending on whatever part of Indiana and Illinois you're in. Because Hegewisch is right by Hammond and Whiting. So if like you're anywhere nearby is there. God, that'd be funny.
You know, I should have figured
What,
that
you live
out with
right
all the
next to
slang that you keep using.
Yeah. Well, so we fluctuate between Wisconsin, Indiana, and Illinois depending on what time of year it is, how everyone's work schedule works out, and school and shit.
That's cool.
So I spent a lot of time in those 3 states.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't ever leave New York. We stay here. And
What is the, since you hang out in Wisconsin sometimes, what is the best white cheddar that I can get my hands on?
For as much as I've
White
heard
cheddars
that
matter.
Wisconsin is known for its cheeses, I don't really get a lot of the cheese that I get from Wisconsin for some reason. Like,
White cheddar matters.
It's not the main crux when I go to Wisconsin. A lot
There's
of the
sausage
times
in
when
beer.
I go to Wisconsin, I go for like the boating and the jet skiing and the shooting because gun laws are a lot more lax up there.
Awesome.
And I get to shoot archery a lot too in the wild.
Sweet.
It's a lot more open up there, which
Oh
I
yeah,
really
you
like.
got Great Lakes up there. That explains all like the boating and jet skiing and everything. I got confused for a split second. I'm like, aren't they landlocked? But then I'm like, oh yeah, they got lakes.
Yeah, no, we got hella lakes.
If I ever went to Wisconsin, I would go there for the shooting and for the cheese. I'm kind of into cheese. Cheese is my thing.
I do like cheese, but I don't think I like it as much as you do, Six.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think anyone
I
likes
love a
cheese
good
as much as Six.
I love a good Munster. I love a good Parmesan. Good
Parmesan.
Romano. I love Romano.
Nice.
It's a good.
Any kind of
Oh my gosh.
anything
Slammed the
remotely
door.
pasta-ish, I throw a bunch of Romano on there.
Everyone
I
talks
like
about
pasta.
Parmesan, which is good, but Romano is underrated.
Yeah, it's the forgotten hard cheese.
Yeah.
There we go.
How about mac and cheese, guys? Quill
Ooh.
asks.
Oh, you want some mac and cheese, huh? I like a combination of mild cheddar, baby Swiss, and maybe a good Parmesan, but it can't be that powdery stuff. It has to be shaved.
Ooh.
Shaved Parmesan.
Now I'm hungry.
There's a certain understanding you have to have if you want to properly cook with cheese of the combination of melting cheeses and flavored cheeses.
There you go.
They're two very different things, and putting them together is no sin when you're
The
cooking.
flavored cheeses nearly always go on top because you want that hard, very dry cheese to kind of crust up on there. So
I'm really hungry now, guys, and
I'm
it is
sorry.
like nearly 1 in the morning. This is
I'm
not
sorry.
fair. How dare you?
I always have an emergency ramen noodles for this kind of thing.
I don't have any ramen noodles. I ate all of my food in preparation for leaving for this week, so I don't really have a lot of food on me. Plus, my school ID doesn't work, so I can't go to the late night place and grab some food
That's
because I cannot pay for my food. So I have to wait until the help center opens up and I can get myself a new ID, and that's not until Monday. So I'm in the wind for the next couple of days.
That's
Going
Can't
there,
use
right?
my meal swipes.
A funny Henry Rollins story.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Okay, Henry Rollins was and
Oh,
his
God.
band were doing a gig in Russia, and the first night out, they went and they got what he described as traditional Russian food. It's because their tour manager got it in his mind that that's what the band wanted, so that's what he got initially. So yeah, and just to make a long story short, they were very repulsed at what they got. So Henry Rollins, he wasn't staying with the rest of the band. He was staying at, I believe, at another hotel, and he got really hungry, but he didn't want he didn't really want any the local food. So what he did was he just slammed glasses of water back to back to back to back. So he just drank a whole crap ton of water. Finally, at the end of that little mini tour that they went on, he was with his band, and they went to this this really nice Italian food restaurant. And he's like, "What the hell? What is this?" So this is a restaurant we've been going to. It's like, what? He's just like completely shocked that nobody had told him that they had been going to this wonderful Italian restaurant. He's like really pissed off about that. He was also even more pissed off because one of the things that they always tell you when you go abroad is don't drink the water.
Yeah,
So
don't do that.
that's what he was doing. He was drinking the tap water, and it gave him a waterborne illness. So yeah, his plane trip back was just pure hell.
I bet.
And that is the story of Henry Rollins in Russia.
Yeah,
He actually
drink
tells
the
it a
tap
lot
water,
better than
guys.
I did, but
Oh,
yeah.
I bet.
Now, I know why we're not supposed to drink the tap water, but why is it safe to drink the tap water in the United States as opposed to
You're
anywhere
used-
else? Is
you're
it because of
used
the
to-
regulations?
No,
You're used to what's in
the
it.
water. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you go down to Mexico and you want to avoid drinking tap water.
I knew
even
that one.
Even the water they bring to you that's supposedly bottled water, they tend to want to throw ice in there, and the ice is usually derived from the tap water. So if they don't bring you a sealed bottle of water, you don't drink it. Drinking tea and coffee is fine because the water is heated and it kills the bacteria that's in there.
So you're saying to me, just drink beer.
Drink
Yes.
beer, drink sealed bottled water, and drink hot drinks.
Gotcha. Beer it is.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Beer is good.
And
Or if you do have to drink tap water, what you can do is the trick that pirates used to do is for every ounce of water, I think it's what is it, every 8 ounces of water, you add an ounce of rum. The mixture is called grog.
Yeah.
That's where you get your term groggy from.
And here's a little known fact about waterborne illnesses. They usually take about 72 hours to start kicking your ass. So you're good to drink water that's questionable, as long as you have as long as you can get to a place where you can endure the fallout of that comfortably.
Now, I have a follow-up question because we're talking about water and shit. So since we're not used to the water in other countries, why is that not the case for water in a completely different area in the States? Like, you go to New York, you don't have to worry about drinking the water as opposed to if you lived in Cali or whatever.
That's not 100% true.
Really?
There are some people that are their constitutions aren't quite as solid as others, and they would have trouble with that. If somebody from Miami went to, say, Seattle and drank the tap water, they might get sick. Same thing, if somebody from Texas went up to, say, Maine and drank the tap water, then they might get sick. Because of water standards and water purification standards in the United States, it's less of a common thing, but it does happen.
Okay, because I've never heard of that being an issue. Just heard about it from like other countries.
I
It's-
actually got sick from when we were down in D.C. because you can ask Burnside while we were down there. One of the things we
It
were
was the
relying
best,
on.
cleanest water I've ever tasted in my life. It was delicious. It was better than Chicago's tap water. DC has the
Yeah, well,
best
I
water
mean-
ever.
I'm used to the tap water up here, so I actually got sick from their tap water. It was because of how it's processed differently, I guess, down there. I actually, just a whole different municipality that I'm used to. I actually was like sick for a couple of days when we first came back up here.
San Antonio water tastes like swimming pool.
If you ever wind up going to the middle of nowhere, Illinois, never ever drink the tap water in Dwight, Illinois. It's the nastiest water you'll ever fucking taste.
That and public high school water. Don't taste it.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, definitely don't taste it. You have to worry about that tritium.
Blech.
Yeah,
It's no bueno.
nice radiation, liquid
Yeah.
radiation.
The hometown that I grew up in, the water was actually pretty decent. You could drink the tap water without much adjusting.
that's just your Mexican
See-
half.
See, I've always ever been on well water. My dad set up a system so that we have well water. So technically, our house isn't like within the municipality of the what do you call it? The township
It's
that
not-
we live in.
It's not
Yes.
dependent on the water district.
Yeah.
It's not dependent on the water district, which means that my house actually does not is in an unincorporated area of my town. But so we have well water, and the thing about well water is that it tastes so much. It tastes different from regular water, I guess.
It probably
I
has a
don't
lot
know.
more minerals in it.
Yeah, it does, and it tastes a lot better too. So whenever I go to school, it would just be like, bleh, because you're tasting something that you're not used to, and it's just not good. I mean, it didn't get you sick, but it just didn't taste good.
All
So I
of
have
our
one of those Alex Jones advertised big Berkey water filters.
They turned
It's
on the
actually-
freaking frog's gate.
Yeah,
Yeah, well water is less likely to turn your frogs gay.
yeah, it's my male vitality water filter.
Real
Mhm.
vitality.
well,
Good caps, Weebo. You should
all of
try
the
it.
water that we get down here is from the aquifers that are hooked up to the Adirondacks and the Catskills. Is what it is. There's no one upstate. There is like no one upstate. The whole state is pretty much abandoned. The water that collects is what we drink down here. That's part of the reason I got sick from the DC water, because that's like reconstituted swamp water. He was sitting there singing its praises. I could taste all of the chemicals that they use.
That's why we need to drain that swamp. And
Yeah,
Exactly.
Drain
New
the
York.
swamp.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah,
Drain
that's
the
part of the
swamp.
reason we were called. Part of the reason they call us the Empire State is because of our access to fresh, clean water. So our water is some of the best in the country. But that being said, though, because I'm so used to it, because it's literally they really don't have to do much other than just filter it. 'Cause, it is New York. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be coming through a lot of shit, on its way here. Not every neighborhood between there and here is gonna be cookie cutter clean. So, they do have to, put it through pipes and whatnot to get it down here. So it's got to be cleaned up a little. But the source is pure, is what I'm saying. So they really don't have to polish it too much other than just cleaning it up during transit. So when I go to other parts of the country, I get sick as hell from the tap water.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'll
what
probably
you
get
could
sick from
benefit from,
Chirac
man,
water.
Hmm.
is a portable water filter.
I was gonna say one of those straws. I was getting it after what happened in DC. I'm buying one of those straws.
Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams.
They work pretty well. So I have one in my 72-hour kit.
Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, since I have all of you here.
What's up?
Are any of you guys interested? I know I had put up the thing that they're having up by me in Manhattan in July with that Steve Shives and Christy Winters and all of them are going to be showing up in Manhattan. There's that free speech thing going on in April up over in where is it? In Arizona.
oh,
Yeah.
Kilroy.
Yeah. Any of you guys interested in going to that?
I am interested, but I don't get out of school until like May 15th. So
So
I
that
would
would
not be
going
able
on
to
in
make it.
Arizona?
That would depend highly on how many T-shirts I sell between now and then.
Yeah, that too. I would love to go.
Good job shilling there.
It's a money thing as well as a time constraint with school and whatever.
Yeah, same.
okay.
If I can get off of work, I'll go.
All right. Here's the deal, Weebo. Just tighten up your bootstraps. Stop kicking up your heels a little bit. You're young. You'll have more time down the road to party. So just save some money for now. That's the one part of it. I'm telling you, as somebody who went to Woodstock. All right, take my word for it. I'm telling you how to get there. And just don't slack in school this coming semester.
I don't do any of that, though.
All right. Well, then
He's
you gotta
saying
know
stay
it's
the
Well, I
course,
mean-
I guess.
Like, okay, so here's the thing. My teachers, they do take attendance, and attendance does count as a portion of your grade. And because I am a computer science major, every single class that I attend is very important to the subject that I'm learning. Because if I miss one single day of that class, I am lost, which has been it's an issue that I would love to be able to ignore, but it's not the case.
no.
Your classmates are going to be the computer science majors. You're going to work hard enough that you're going to graduate as computer science colonel.
There's always VidCon.
Yeah, I do aim to go to VidCon, but that's assuming that I can save enough money, because right now all of the money that I have, like, that's extra, that's saved up right now, is going towards getting a new PC, because that's like the main thing, the main crux of my YouTube stuff relies on the fact that I need more processing power as well as more memory. Just
So what you're
If I
saying
can
is you
suggest
need to sell a
getting
crap ton of
Asus.
T-shirts too.
yeah, I need to sell a crap ton of T-shirts.
Hey, if it helps, that Kekistan flag grunge design, that grunge Kekistan flag variants that I came up with, go ahead and use those. If they
Are you sure?
make money, just kick me a couple bucks or something.
All right. I
You
just
know,
need to figure out how to PayPal someone. Because I know how to get PayPal, I just don't know how to do it in the reverse.
You're by the border, Weebo. Just drop me a couple of bucks in the mail.
Ah!
Or
was that?
come over
That
there
was
and
my
hopefully
cat.
not get shot by your father, and then go, yeah, my money's please.
My cat is saying, "Buy Weebo Jones T-shirts."
What up, Key?
Oi.
What up, Key?
Hey, I have a crazy idea. How about we make a Chaos 120 T-shirt?
That would be
That'd
awesome.
be cool. That'd be cool.
I'll have to work on that. That would actually be something interesting.
History skills, so that's going to be the skills of a more significant person than I.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
When is VidCon this year?
Isn't it usually in June?
I thought it was
I
in
have no
August.
idea.
Damn. Well, if it's close to June, then we'll probably want it missed because we'll be teabagging Shives and company over in July.
Aw.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
it's in California too, so I'm not really that pumped to go out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to VidCon because it'd be interesting to go and and set up a little thing for Chaos 120 and that, and then just parade around with a Kekistan flag and piss the fuck off of all the communist sons of bitches. Then run into Sargon Akkad and just talk to him and go, and by the way, I have abducted your thing you call Kekistan you have ignored. So ha 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 ha. Feel the burn. Feel the burn.
Suck it.
Pretty much, yeah, just to troll the shit up
Chatelet.
and be like, how dare thee, you non-Protestant American anarchist. And they go, well, you were ignoring it because you were too busy doing whatever it is you do on your days off. So, I have it now,
spending
have
time
fun.
with his children and his wife. How dare he?
Yeah.
An asshole.
It would be fun to just troll his ass. Just to
Oh, I
see how it
bet.
goes. Funny. Just to be a
I
dick,
bet.
because I am the royal asshole.
You are painted purple and yellow.
So someone said in the chat that I should upgrade the computer myself. Well, here's the thing. I work currently off of a MacBook Air. There is no way I can upgrade the computer myself. What I'm doing is I am saving up to build a PC completely from scratch. It's going to be all my modifications, all my own,
There's
my
a
own. It's going to be
You
my
already screwed
baby.
yourself by getting a MacBook, man.
Nice.
Don't
no,
use
it
those
was a gift
communist-ass
from my father.
machines.
It was
There
a
is
gift
a-
from my dad.
There's a website called Ars Technica. I think they still put out. They have 3 tiers of PCs. They start off with what's called a budget box, which is the best parts for the best price. And then they have something. A ratchet higher is going to be the hot rod, which is just a completely gaming centered PC. And then they have something called the God box, which is if money was no object, these would all be all the parts that you can buy. That's crazy. You're looking at anywhere from 4,500 to probably like $7,000 for parts on that one. So
Hot dog.
Yeah,
So you're
I got
probably
me a nice
looking-
hot rod.
yeah, you're looking at kind of an amalgamation of hot rod and budget box.
Mhm.
The biggest thing for me right now would have to be memory and the ability to process a lot of things in a shorter amount of time. So processing power.
Okay, so you're looking for, I would say, you'd still do pretty
16
good with
gigs.
the. Yeah, you still could do pretty well with like an i5. If you want to splurge, you can get to i7. I think that i9 is somewhere around the corner.
i9's in tax
Yeah.
form.
Nice. Yeah, go.
I don't know how to do
Whatever's-
taxes.
Really great.
Yeah, whatever's going to replace the i7 as the Pentium's.
Wait, no, i9's an immigration form.
The whatever what the hell's the
lol.
Currently, all I have saved up at the moment
Yeah.
is about $300. I've heard that you can build a pretty alright computer for about, what, $700? I have a
Yes.
connection with a guy. I think it's, I can't remember the part, but he can get me one of the more expensive parts for a lot cheaper because he is also upgrading his computer around the same time that I'm building mine.
That's typically the CPU.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
That's where all the money goes. My CPU, I've got i5 that I built, 2-3 years ago, and it cost me at the time about $220.
Yeah, the lion's share is going to be going into your CPU, maybe the motherboard.
Yeah, my motherboard was something like 100 to 150, and then my memory was also in the same range.
What is Intel going to be coming up with to replace the i7 as their flagship processor?
I don't even know. I haven't shopped it in ages.
So yeah, when I finally get the amount of funds that I need, guys, well, even before that, I'm gonna need as much as possible figuring out what exactly I need, what exactly I don't, because I am a noob.
I used to
I am
keep up on
such
this
the
stuff.
noob.
I just no longer do.
Mm.
It got to a point where I no longer cared. Once it became memory matters and processor doesn't for a long time, for about most of like the 2000s,
Yeah.
I basically stopped paying attention to anything except the number of how much RAM it had and what the caches were on the processor.
Yeah, you wanted something with a motherboard with at least 4 RAM slots.
And if you look it up, make sure it supports at least 32 gigabyte, if not 64 gigabytes of RAM. I'm running
Yeah, I think I
32
want to go
on
higher.
mine.
More
I'm running
RAM,
32 on
more
mine, but a
power.
lot of desktop boards cap at 32. So if you're thinking about doing more at any point, be very careful about your motherboard choice.
Yeah.
And whatever
Uh,
is
Todd Tucker.
most
Sorry, I was.
you're probably going to be wanting to get the 64-bit version of whatever. I imagine Windows is what you're going to go with.
Again, another recommendation I could use from you guys, because like I said, I am such the noob. I have tried to figure out exactly what it is that I need. I have friends that will help me, and my IRL friends too.
Yeah, 32.
I'm a professional Linux nerd, so I'm not helpful at all in the Windows world.
It's very simple. Don't buy another Mac. Macs are for communists.
Okay, here's the thing. I did not buy the Mac. It was a present from my father in like my sophomore year of high school. And it was meant to help with AP classes and all that jazz. I didn't know that I was going to need a more advanced computer. This thing is like 4 years old, by the way. I didn't know that I was going to need a more advanced computer
It sounds like your poor
until...
father got duped by a red.
4 or 5 years, though, is actually a decent lifespan for a laptop.
Yeah.
My laptop is 5 years old, and it's a mess. I really should replace it if I care enough to do so, but I have my work MacBook that I use for mobile anyways, so I haven't bothered.
I have a MacBook Pro from 2010. It's
Yeah,
what I'm using right
replace
now.
My computer, man.
Yeah.
The Asus I have. Oh, it's amazing. It's
Yeah, I have
awesome.
an Acer laptop from 2012. I bought it in January.
Oh God.
It is pretty special.
Yeah, no, this baby, the baby I'm on right now, she has been through the ringer, and it's because I've put her through the ringer. I mean, I've spilled coffee on her. I accidentally exploded my applesauce this afternoon, like 15 minutes ago, maybe.
I
I've
almost better
spilled
come up with the MacBook water.
Actually, she still works. She still works pretty all right.
You know that I have the titanium casing on the MacBooks? First day they issued me this one, I put a nice big dent in it.
Oh, yeah. No, I dropped this thing too many times, too. I do. I need one. I need something that's better than this.
I do on my
it does all right, but it could be better.
The
I do on my
real laptop
photoshopping
that I have,
Get a
I
tough
accidentally.
Oh, sorry.
I was saying, get a Panasonic Toughbook. They're the ones that the military uses.
Yeah, one of the fun things on my work laptop is that we actually get a 2-year upgrade cycle. So after 2 years, they automatically give me a new one.
Cool.
I don't know what happens to the old one, but I don't really care because it's a Mac and I don't really want one.
I did my
Yeah, they
Photoshop
probably
work
put it
on
in the
it.
gulag.
Probably.
I did my Photoshop work on a desktop that I built in 2008.
Nice.
Of course, it was the Ars Technica hot rod at the time, so it's lasted. It's it's kind of on its last legs right now, but it's done its duty, and I do all my video editing on my newer desktop PC that I built in 2015.
Nice.
Not bad,
I put
not
that Ars
bad.
Technica link up in chat since you mentioned it, Six. As I'm thinking I'm going to check them out now that you brought them up.
Yeah, I think they are still doing their lists. I think they're a little more nuanced now than they used to be. They used to be very particular about what was in the budget box, what was in the hot rod, and what was the God box. I think they've changed up just a bit, but go to that website and see what they have to say, because I've been using their guides since 2002.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Component spec used to be a lot more straightforward, though. Purpose matters a lot more now than it once did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Used to be you had either raw processing or raw memory, and that's pretty much not the case anymore in any corner of the.
Mine I need for process, because those videos that I make, oh god, does it take a long fucking time.
Yeah, video editing software is notoriously resource hogging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you the amount of times that I have to like delete shit, shut down my computer, or just move shit to an external hard drive because the video is either too long or it just doesn't want to load or process fast enough for me. It's the worst thing in the world. I've run out of memory about 8 times on the last video.
Yeah.
Alone.
Shit.
God.
So yeah, it's a pain in the
man.
ass.
You see, this is why you don't buy a Mac. They're made by communists for communists.
Well, I mean, now
And
I
in a
know.
literal sense, it is made in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to
you
desktop PCs, you're better off building your own. I mean, you could get like a
Yeah.
Dell or something like that, but you'd have to really look at the specs for each one of the things, and there's usually 1 or 2 things that you'd like to be a little beefier, a little faster, a little stronger. So that, yeah, my best advice is to build your own, and there are a few things that you need to keep in mind when you're actually putting that thing together. Is to make sure that the CPU and the CPU fan are firmly affixed to the motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
They usually have those twist pins, and make sure that those things are engaged fully. A time or two, when I've been building one, I didn't do it completely, and there's a way that the computer, the motherboard, has a way of defending itself from overheating. Is that it just shuts off when it senses that it's overheating, it will shut off. That's sort of a newer thing, like maybe like last 10 or 15 years that they've been used to. Back in the 90s and the 80s, if your CPU overheated, well, your whole motherboard just fry on you. So they've gotten better with that technology.
I think I've had a computer do that once before.
Yeah.
Like a really old computer.
And make sure you have enough CPU fans. Do a bit of research.
I was thinking about doing water cooled. What would that run me, you think?
What
Or
kind of water cooled? Mine is water cooled, but it was like $60 or something like that because I just used a kit, just a standard low-end thermal take. Which the main thing I wanted out of it was I wanted to make sure that I wasn't having obstructions around the CPU.
Yeah.
To prevent airflow through the machine, because it did put a radiator on the back of the case. So it doesn't give me any additional real cooling ability over the fan, but it does give me the ability to control where in the case the heat goes.
Okay. Well, I actually hadn't looked that far into it, but now I guess I need to.
Yeah, it's a big consideration.
So
they should have taught us about this in high school, honestly.
Yeah. if you're not going to do water cooled, then try to get you a case that accommodates a lot of fans.
So big case, like a big tower for everything to go in, so that there's a lot of airflow possibility. I think that was an obvious one, though.
Well, you can get a moderate size one. Just have well, with mine right now, I have vents that are on the back of the tower, and I also have them on top of the tower. So I have CPU fans, not CPU, but I have fans, case fans that are actually mounted to the top of the tower itself. And of course, there's one in the front and another one in the back, so 4 in total. And they're actually fairly quiet. You can look for the ones that are quiet if noise is an issue.
It would be, since I film a lot.
Okay.
Oh boy. We have like 5 minutes left. Wow, time flies when you're having fun talking about well, computers.
If you film a lot, they give you some free advice if you want. If you do want to put all those fans in and you're worried about noise, you could get yourself a couple of pieces of Dynamat, and basically you could fix a sleeve that you can slide around the computer for when you're filming. It wouldn't really obstruct the airflow that much, as long as you're leaving it on for like a short period of time, and it dampens the acoustics. You wouldn't be able to hear anything.
And another thing that works really well is depending on whatever cell phone you have, you can record your audio separately off of that when you have your video recorded off of another device. And then just pop it into Audition or something and then tweak it. That's what I do with my video. I'll after we get out of here, I'll go and tag you and I'll show you the video I did. And I'll break down how I went about making it.
Okay.
Yeah, because compositing was my minor. My major was animation.
Nice. Yeah, I use the Apple program iMovie for video editing because it's convenient and it's there and I have it and it's free and I'm a college student who has no money and I got to use my resources that I already got, man. So stop judging me.
They should be able
You're
to
not
give
wrong.
you Creative Cloud. They gave me Creative Cloud when I was in school, and they gave me a decent discount too. It was only like $20 a month. If you can get that same deal, dude, just use Creative Cloud. Have your father or somebody pay for it, or your boyfriend if he loves you that much. Because
He does, but I have too much pride to let someone else pay for my shit.
Oh, you're a woman. It's okay. You can make your boyfriend take care of it for you, and there's no pride to be lost. It'll be him showing his affection and support for your work.
Him paying for it would be an insult to the feminists.
Yeah, only if you're a feminist, though. But you're.
They would take offense at the idea of a man paying for a woman's something. In any respect.
See, so you owe it to society to let him foot the bill.
I'm conflicted. I'm very conflicted.
You just get Creative Cloud, have somebody get it for you. If with a student discount, it's only like $20 a month. You'll be doing a lot better than using that Chi-Com ass fucking discount program you have.
Hey, Weebo,
Sound like you got an axe to grind. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a camera?
I use my webcam from my laptop. Like I said, I'm as minimalistic as it gets. All of my shit happens on this Mac. So if this Mac dies, so does all of my ability to make videos.
All right. I was going to say, because, when I was in college, one of the things I did was I was a journalist. So I went around and I covered things and sold my stories for money. I was in New York and I had the option of multiple papers to do that with. But my point is, if you get a camera and a press pass, you can go cover things and sell your footage.
Yeah, but I live in a small hick town though, so there's nothing that goes on here. Yeah, the university is centered in a very small hick town in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Midwest.
Wow, you got screwed coming and going, huh?
Yep. I'm fucked. Fuck my life.
It's the reason for her being successful in her trapitude.
Yep. All right. So with that, we have 1 minute left, gentlemen. Is there any last words that you wish to iterate to the chats, to all 20 people listening in?
Yes.
Go for it.
Mega Victoria. That's
There we
what
go.
I gotta say. Mega Victoria.
Okay.
I can't wait for these knuckleheaded Antifa needs to continue doing this thing every Saturday, because we totally won this Saturday because those jackasses didn't even make it to Trump Tower. They were blocked horribly by Christmas, and I hope the Christmas spirit just keeps on giving to these sons of bitches, because I will troll them. And anyone who's on Twitter, please, y'all means, please do me a fucking favor and troll at Refuse Fascism, capital C, capital H. Refuse Fascism Chicago. Just fuck with these guys. And if anybody out there has the will to be mimetic, find a random motherfucker, or if you want, I'll give you pictures of random motherfuckers in gas masks, and just put the meme, "Notice me, comrade," instead of "Notice me, senpai." "Notice me, comrade," and just troll these fuckheads.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Scrappy wants me to tell everyone that you guys are the greatest. So ya fuckers, you're the greatest. Thanks for coming out. Y'all make my Saturday nights. Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight on the Chaos 120 show. I hope y'all had fun. Did y'all have fun?
We had fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Indeed.
That's good. That's good. And with that, we will stop the broadcast. Goodbye, heathens.